Hey everybody, this is Jenny with Balanced Body's Westside, and I am just about to go live with an upper body workout. This is going to be a HIIT style workout that you can do from home using nothing but a set of dumbbells. I've got myself a set of 10-pound weights, but feel free to grab whatever weight you feel comfortable with. I'm going to set up Facebook here, so hang tight. While you are waiting for me to get everything set up, you should be warming up your body with some dynamic stretching. Dynamic means constantly moving, so warming up that body for a good 2 to 3 minutes while I get started here on Facebook. Bear with me, everyone. Hey everyone, this is Jenny with Balanced Body's Westside, and I'm just about to start an upper body workout that everyone can do from home using nothing but one set of dumbbells. I have got YouTube started over here. I've got Facebook started over here. Everyone should be doing some dynamic stretching while I go finish getting set up and grabbing myself some water. If you do not have water, please grab that right away. All right, I am ready. I hope everybody else is ready too. For starters, I wanted to say thank you so much for everyone who has been tuning into these bootcamp classes. Even if you don't catch it live, for you to go back and rewatch it and follow along later is amazing. Thank you for doing that. And I know that it's not very easy right now to stay motivated and to find that drive to get up and move your body. I can promise you though that if you do, you will feel amazing. Does everything look good from your end, Mr. Henderson?
Oh, you can only share a watch party here.
Oh, that's okay.
Share.
That's all right. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, look down at the very bottom and find that share button. You can share this as a watch party, or you can share this with anyone who you think might be interested in getting an upper body workout today. This is what I've got going on. You may or may not be able to see this. Let's zoom in for YouTube, and we'll zoom in again for Facebook. And what we're going to do today is a circuit style. If you are local and you've done one of my boot camps before, then you have done these. All of these exercises, we're going to do 1 minute and 15 seconds of work, followed by 30 seconds of rest. And we'll probably do a little bit of a burnout at the end. So it is going to be a bit of a quicker class today. I want to make sure that we start up with some good warm-ups. I know that I can't see you guys, so some people may potentially be skimping out on the warm-up section, but that is super important. You want to make sure that you're preventing any injury. We want to make sure that our bodies are prepared for what we are about to do. So let's make sure that we are opening up all of our upper circles. Keep going nice and slowly. Make them smaller still. When they're really, really tiny circles, then we can change directions. And now we're going to slowly make them bigger. If you are just coming on now, we're just getting warmed up. We're going to do some upper body exercises today. Grab yourself a set of dumbbells. If you don't have a set of dumbbells, a really great alternative would be a couple of wine bottles or liquor bottles. Water bottles. You could fill those water bottles up, of course. You could use some books would be a great one, or a bag. You could have a bag in each hand, and in each bag you can put cans or books or anything along the lines of. We're going to keep on warming up here, definitely not skimping up on this warm up. Want to make sure that we have warmed up our entire upper body. So follow along with me if you'd like, or if you know that you have an area of your body that requires a little bit more of a warm-up, you feel free to go with that, keeping in mind that we are doing upper body today. If you're one of my current clients in my transformation challenges or in my monthly coaching, feel free to do this workout instead of one of your upper body workouts if you'd like to do that. If you have any questions, you can also write it down below in the comments. I've got my son over there watching the comments for me. He can ask me any questions. I can't see them right now, but he'll see them and he can ask me if anyone has any questions. This should be an exercise that is good for all abilities, all ages. If you do have any upper body imbalances or if you have any upper body injuries, you'll definitely just want to make sure that you're listening to your body. So for today's class, I am going to use a timer app. Just bear with me while I open it up. So I'll go through the exercises first, and then what we're going to do is each exercise for 1 minute and 15 seconds, followed by 30 seconds of rest. Exercise number 1 is going to be a shoulder press with your dumbbells in your hands, making sure that you're stopping when you get to 90 degrees. You don't want to come all the way down here. We're just going to go up and over, stopping at 90 degrees. Exercise number 2 is a hammer curl, where our elbow stays nice and close to our body. We're going to be curling up with some biceps. Number 3 is a row with a pause. So we're going to come up, hold it for 3, 2, 1, and down again. Then we've got some tricep extensions up and over our head. So I'll give you some tips on that when we get there. Some rear delt raises, getting the backs of our shoulders. Alternating curls, going to hit those biceps one more time. Then we'll isolate the left and the right sides of our back. So we'll start with just the left side rowing and then just the right side rowing. At the very end, if you've ever taken one of my boot camp classes, you'll know that I do love to burn out the muscles a little bit. So I've got something saved for the right end of this boot camp as well. Kind of forgot about logging in here, so bear with me. It's my daughter's tablet I'm using today. I'm hoping that some of the moms who've been reaching out to me lately, asking if I could come up with some shorter workouts, will take advantage of this, because this should be able to be done in about 30 minutes. We've already spent just a couple of minutes warming up here. We're going to get started on the exercise portion right away. Once again, starting with shoulder press, I'll explain the next exercise while we're resting. So we're coming up right away, we're going to do a shoulder press for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Grabbing your dumbbells, I'll demonstrate quickly before we get started. Feet can come together or stay shoulder width apart. You want to make sure you're staying upright and pressing all the way to the top. You don't want those weights to cling together. Coming down when your arms are at 90 degrees. You don't want to come all the way down here, but instead we're going to stop at about 90 degrees. So when your arms are parallel with the ground. So we're going to start with that in 5. Oh, lock back in, almost. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, now it's going to count us down. 3, 2, 1, and shoulder press for 1 minute and 15 seconds. So no set number of reps here. You just work until the timer goes off. Everyone's working at their own pace. If this starts to feel excessively challenging, you just slow down your tempo. You'll notice that I'm going nice and slow because I've done this before, and I know if you start really fast, you might burn yourself out before that minute and 15 seconds is over. So keep going. We are down to the final 45 seconds, so we've got 30 seconds under our belt already, almost halfway, and we'll keep going right until we get to 1 minute and 15 seconds. Then we'll have 30 seconds of rest. Initially, that 30 seconds might feel like it's almost a little bit too long to rest for, but once we get a couple of the exercises done, it'll feel really good to rest for those full 30 seconds. Now we're down to our final 15. So we've got the bulk of it done. 1 minute done and 15 seconds to go for shoulder press. After this, we won't be doing shoulder press again. So see how many reps you can finish off with in the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Of course, I've got to push an extra one out. So if I were you, I would probably drop those dumbbells. I'm going to keep holding on to mine just because I want a little bit of extra muscle stimulation in my upper body. So I'm going to hold on to those weights while we're resting, but definitely feel free to drop them. Give your body a little bit of a chance to rest. Next up is going to be hammer curls. So once again, elbows are glued to your side. You're coming all the way up and going all the way down. Full range of motion with these. We've got 5 more seconds of rest, and 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way up and all the way down. My feet are pretty close together, but feel free to hold them shoulder width apart if you'd like. If you're having a very hard time with stabilization, then you might want to bend your knees a little bit. The closer you are to the ground, the more stable you are overall. So bending your knees is never a bad thing, totally up to you. If you're really struggling with these, you can always switch to one arm at a time. I always start with my weaker side and then my stronger side. Or if this is not challenging enough, definitely do both arms at the same time. We're over halfway. We've got 45 seconds done and 30 seconds to go. We're gonna keep going here. Our last 30 seconds of hammer curls. Then once again, 30 seconds of rest. I really do enjoy these circuit style boot camps. This is very similar to the boot camp classes that I teach at the La Casa Resort and at the West Shore Park here where I live. We're down to our final 10 seconds. If you're doing this with a friend, you'll find that the more you talk, the quicker the time goes. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds of rest. Coming up next is going to be a row. So what I like to start a row off with is putting the dumbbells on my thighs. Then when I bend at the hips, as soon as the dumbbells hit my knees, I know I'm in the correct position. With a row, you're going to keep your elbows as close to your body as you can. Coming up, once you get to the top, squeezing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Or if you want to squeeze for 3, that's okay as well. We're all gonna go. 3, 2, 1, go. Squeezing, holding, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight down. Back up again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You don't have to follow along with me. If you're finding it too challenging, you can hold for 3 seconds or just get one quick squeeze and release. Work at your own pace here. And we're done 30 seconds with 45 seconds remaining. These ones are a little more of a slow tempo. Make sure you keep that back straight. You can see from my hips to my shoulders are in a straight line. When my hands are all the way down, the dumbbells are coming around my knees. And we're coming up on our final 20 seconds. This should give us 3 or 4 more reps. Keep pushing, we're almost done, making sure those elbows stay nice and close to your sides. And our last 10 seconds, I'm going to try to get 2 reps in here. And now our final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and resting. I'm sure your upper body is feeling sore by now, so definitely take advantage of this 30 seconds of rest. Drop those dumbbells if you need to. The next exercise we do is only going to require 1 dumbbell, or if you do have a bottle of water or something like that, 1 of them. We're going to come up and over our heads. Once again, keeping those elbows nice and close, and we're doing a tricep extension this time. We've still got 5 more seconds of rest before we get started. 3, 2, and 1, and go right away. Now, with these tricep extensions, a lot of the times, you'll notice that your elbows flail out like this. Try very hard to offset that. Squeeze your head if you can, if that helps you. Try to keep those elbows as close as you can so that you're getting full range of motion here with your triceps. And we are already done 30 seconds with 45 seconds remaining. Keep pushing through. If you're just joining us, you can absolutely watch from the beginning when I post the replay after this. And if you're watching during the rest, please make sure that you hit that share button down below and create a watch party, or invite any of your friends to watch this video. I will have a link through Facebook and YouTube afterwards in case you weren't able to catch it live. And all that chatting, we've got most of our timer done. 1 minute finished with 15 seconds remaining. Work at your own pace. If it's getting very challenging, you just slow your tempo right down. And coming up onto our final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Put that bad boy down if you like. Coming up next, we've got some more shoulders, this time in the form of a rear delt raise. So once again, I'll put those dumbbells on my thighs, bend at the hips until they hit my knees, but this time we're going out wide. So my arms are almost making a W. You're going to go out wide, elbows bent or elbows straight, totally up to what feels comfortable for you. Remember, we're getting our rear delt, so the back of our shoulder. In 3, 2, and 1. Try to keep your head straight down. I know you're probably watching the video. Just take a glance when you need to, and then look down again so that you're not arching your neck and not putting any strain onto your neck. Work at your own tempo here. If it's very challenging, slow yourself down. Take a little rest when you get to the bottom. If you're not being challenged quite enough, either grab some heavier weights if you've got them, or increase your tempo so you're getting more reps done in the minute and 15 seconds. We're already done 45 seconds, and we've got 30 seconds to go. 32, I feel a little. Keeping that back nice and straight. Notice how there's no rounding in the upper back or the lower back. Coming up on our final 20 seconds. Keep going, I know this is getting tough. And down to the final 10 seconds. We're getting there. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. That's probably one of the toughest ones for me. My rear delts are not the most developed, so I do have a bit of a hard time with those. We're going to have 30 seconds of rest before we get ourselves into an alternating dumbbell curl. With this one, don't worry about where your elbows hang out. This is for your biceps. The hammer curl definitely isolates those biceps by keeping the elbows nice and close. But with the alternating curl, it doesn't really matter where your elbows line up. We've got 5 more seconds before we jump into that. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. I always start with my weak arm. For me, that's my left. And we're just alternating. If you're finding that this is just a little bit too easy, then feel free to do both arms at the same time. Or if it's a little bit too challenging, then absolutely slow down that tempo, okay? We're almost there. We've got 2 more exercises coming up after this. It's a nice quick class today, just enough to get a little bit of a pump going, work those upper body muscles. Definitely, if we can, cause some little micro tears so that those muscles can grow with the proper nutrition. I announced today that I am going to run an 8-week challenge, something I've never done. I've always done 12-week challenges, but I've had a lot of interested people who are looking to repair their relationship with food and to shed a couple of pounds before the summertime. So that's going to be starting on Monday, May the 4th, and going for 8 weeks, which will bring us almost into July. If you're interested in that, please message me right away. That's going to start very soon. I only have very limited spaces available. I'm hoping for 7 in 3, 2, 1, rest. We've got 2 more exercises coming up after this rest. The left row, we're just going to row on the left-hand side. Let's burn out that. No pauses here with this one. Once we're done that, we'll rest again, and then we'll go into the right row. So we've got just a couple of seconds of rest here. If you're really struggling, grab yourself a lighter weight or an empty water bottle, a smaller book, whatever you're using for weight. I've got 10 pounds now, but it's not uncommon for me to keep 5 or an 8 nearby just in case. We're gonna go in my right-hand side. I'm not moving that dumbbell, it's staying down the whole time, but I'm just rowing on the left. Full range of motion, make sure you let your arm hang when it gets to the bottom. You wanna go all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, while keeping that elbow as close to your side as you can. You don't want your elbow flailing out like this. You want your elbow nice and close to your body like this. I hope you can see that properly. We've got 30 seconds done, 45 seconds to go. If you need a little rest, rest when the dumbbell's down at the bottom and get right back into it as soon as you're ready. We've now finished 45 seconds with 30 seconds to go, so keep pushing. Almost there. Once again, making sure that you're looking straight. You don't want to be straining your neck through any of this either. Getting a little tough to talk. Keep that back nice and straight. And we're down to our final 10 seconds. Almost there, everyone. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Final rest before we get into our last exercise of the circuit, which once again is going to be that right hand row. So I'm holding weight with both hands, but only the right hand is moving. So I've got those dumbbells on my thighs. I'm going to bend at the hip so that they go down to my knees. Once I'm at the knees, I know I'm in the proper position. We've still got a few more seconds of rest here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time the right hand is rowing. Once again, elbow stays nice and close to my side. It's not flailed out at all. And I'm getting full range of motion all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, while keeping that elbow as close to my side as I can. We're already done with our first almost 30 seconds with just a touch more than 45 seconds to go. And this is the last exercise of the circuit. So hang tight here, keep going, take rest when you need to, but try to finish that minute and 15 seconds. Full range of motion, all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top. Work at your own tempo here. Don't try to keep up with me if it's challenging. Just work at your own tempo. We're done 45 seconds. We've got 30 to go, a little less than that actually. Keep pushing. And our final 15 seconds, almost there. And our last 10 to go. Whew. Getting tough for sure. We're down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We will have a good long rest now. So if you have water close by, absolutely grab yourself some water. Just bear with me while I rehydrate just a little bit here. If you are local and you participated in any of my boot camp classes, you'll know that the circuit is just a part of the workout. It is a HIIT style workout, but the circuit itself is just a little part of the workout. I always like to do something at the end. What we're going to do today is burn out our shoulders. If you found the dumbbells that you used or the weight that you used for this exercise to be challenging, you'll definitely want to go down in weight for this burnout. What we're going to do is something that I have coined 28. It's where you work your shoulders for 28 reps in a row. So you'll definitely want to choose a lighter weight because 28 reps is quite a bit. We're going to hit all the different angles of our delts. We already got our rear delts with the rear delt raises that we did. So we're going to skip those, but instead what we're going to do is front raises and then 3 variations of lat raises. With the lat raise, there's a lot of people who talk about what's appropriate, what's not appropriate in terms of your elbows, whether they should bend or stay straight. And my train of thought is that you should do what your body allows you to do. We're all different. There's a lot of us who have imbalances and old injuries that we're dealing with. So make sure that you listen to your body. For myself, you'll see that my arms do have a slight bend in them. They're not totally straight, but instead I'm bent ever so slightly at the elbows. That's because I do deal with a little bit of tendonitis. I've got a bit of a shoulder imbalance happening as well. So I really want to protect my elbows, so I'm going to keep a slight bend in them. When they're totally straight out, I do find I have a little bit of a hard time with that. So grab yourself some lighter dumbbells. This portion of the exercise is not going to be timed. So you'll listen to my voice in terms of the reps. I think we'll do this one twice. We'll do it once, take a little rest, and do it again before we get into some stretching. So grab your dumbbells right away. I think that is enough time for rest. We're going to start with the front raises. I'm going to demonstrate ever so quickly. Front raises first, then we're going to do 3 variations of lat raises. So we'll start with what I call the awkward ones. We're going to face our palms away from our body, and we're going to come up and do 7 reps. Then we're going to switch to a different variation where our palms face each other, and we'll do 7 reps of that. And then for the final 7 reps, our palms are going to face our bodies, and we'll do 7 reps of those. Making sure that with every rep we do, whether it's to the front or to the side, that we're going until our arm is parallel with the ground. We don't want to be way up here by our faces. We want to stop when we're parallel with the ground. So we are going to get started with those front raises in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going to the front for 1 and 2. Remember, 7 reps. 3 and 4, 5 6, I'm just going sideways so you can see where I stop, and 7. Now on to what I call the awkward ones. Palms are going away from our bodies this time, okay? We're going for 7 reps once again. 1. Arms are straight or bent, whatever feels good. 2. Making sure we stop when our arms are parallel with the ground. That's 3. Thinking about your shoulders. This is 4. Coming up on 5. Almost there for this variation. 6. And last one is 7. Now our palms face one another. If you need to, shake those shoulders out before we get going. Let's go right away. 1 and 2. This is 3. 4 is more than halfway. 5. Almost there. 6. And last one for this variation is 7. Now your shoulders might be really feeling this, so totally shake them out if you need to. For the last one, our palms face our bodies. Let's go for the last set, best set. This is 1 and 2. This is our last bit of 7. 3 and 4. 5. Almost there. 6. And the last one is 7. Feel free to put those dumbbells down. We're gonna rest for just a little bit before we do this one more time. I love to do a burnout at the end of every exercise. A burnout is simply where you go very light in weight, but very high in reps. After doing a workout where you're creating little micro tears in your muscles, it's great to do something higher rep with lighter weight because it forces oxygen to that area. So hopefully that will lead to better rest and recovery so that those muscles can grow. So we're gonna do that all over again, 28. If you're not familiar with these, I did make a video. I'll link it out if I can figure out how to do that. Probably just in the comments, I'll link out my video on how to efficiently do 28. They're a great add-on to any upper body workout. Hopefully that was enough time for everyone to rest. Let's do this again, starting with front raises. We're gonna go for 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Coming up on 5, almost done, 6 and 7. I hope those different angles help out. Let's go with the awkward ones. Palms face away from our bodies, and let's go right away. 1 and 2, 3. This is 4. We're more than halfway done with the awkward ones. 5, 6. And last one for these guys is 7. If you need to, shake those shoulders out. We're gonna come up and face our palms together for our next 7. We're more than halfway done this last set, so let's go right away for 1. Arms bent or straight, whatever works for you. 2. This is 3. And then we're gonna be more than halfway with 4. Remembering this is a shoulder exercise. 5. I find if you think about the muscle, it helps it work. 6. Mind-muscle connection, baby. This is the last one for 7. And our last portion of today's exercise, palms face your body. We're going for our final 7. Let's go for 1 and 2. Almost there. 3 and 4. More than halfway. 5, 6. Last one is coming right up. And this is 7. Shake those bad boys out because I imagine they are sore. I love the pump that I feel after I do those 28s. So right away, we're going to get into some stretching. If you still have your dumbbells or your weights, your books, your water bottles, your wine bottles, whatever you're using for weight in your hands, let's just do a couple around the world. So you want to go all the way to the top, come all the way to the bottom, but you want to make sure that you're nice and controlled with this movement, okay? A little bit of stretching in here with just a little bit more strength. We still have the dumbbells in our hands. If you don't have dumbbells, that's okay. You can do these without any weight as well. You're definitely going to get a good stretch in there. I want to make sure that we're stretching out our shoulders, our biceps, our triceps, our lat muscles, everything upper body. And by staying in an upright position, we also worked our core a little bit today as well. I know this was a shorter boot camp class, so for those of you who are advanced or intermediate, it might not have felt like quite enough work for you, in which case you can watch the replay and just repeat the circuit portion of the exercise. In boot camp that I teach locally, we typically will do it 2 or even 3 times to really get a good workout in. Today, I just wanted to demonstrate a quicker one because I know that there's a lot of us who are home right now with our kids, and that is not the norm for us. I'm putting these down, and then I'm going into a tricep stretch. Having our kids home, it does have quite a bit of a challenge when it comes to getting your workouts in. So having the opportunity, or the option rather, to do a quick 20, 25, 30-minute workout, I think that's going to appeal to a lot of my moms who are at home right now. My kids are a little bit older. I started super young, so they're a little more self-sufficient. But for those of you who are at home with really young guys, I'm feeling for you. I'm gonna go back to this tricep and get a side bend in. And I'm hoping that this quicker workout might be something that is a little more attainable for you. I'll use the analogy of putting gas into your car. If your vehicle was empty and you only had $15, but it took your vehicle $40 to fill it, would you put none in just because you don't have the full 40? Or would you put the $15 that you have in? Obviously, most people are gonna put the $15 in and see how far they can go. And I really do feel like it's the same with exercise. Just because you don't have the time or the equipment to dedicate to a full hour-long workout doesn't mean you should do nothing. Just do what you can, work with what you've got, and you're gonna be laughing at everyone who's sitting at home on the couch. Make sure you get some good side stretches in with this as well. And again, if you have any areas of your body that you feel need a little bit more stretching, don't necessarily feel like you have to follow along with everything that I'm doing. I'm going to get a good back stretch in here too. This will also stretch out my hamstrings. Reaching down towards my toes, but feel free to stretch wherever you might be feeling like you need it. When I come up, I'm going to go vertebrae by vertebrae and really get a good stretch out of that upper body. We did use our back 3 times today. And when I come up to the top, I'm going to go back even further. And get a really good stretch in there. I'm going to stretch out my neck as well. To one side. Hold that one for a wee bit before we move into the other side. And if you've got a wall, a window, a shelf, a table, anything like that, we can stretch out our chest by going away from our bodies. We didn't do a lot of chest today. I don't typically train chest a whole lot anymore. But you can always add some walkouts and push-ups or just some push-ups to your workout as well. And I'm going to switch sides. Almost done, everyone. If you are still watching, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this workout. If you didn't catch the beginning, I am going to post the replay so you can get the entire workout on YouTube or on Facebook, whatever you prefer. And as always, I'm going to be here every Wednesday at 4. I was teaching boot camp. This is about the time that I would be teaching my outdoor boot camp. Since that's not really happening right now, I have decided that this is a great way to give back to my followers, my supporters, my clients, my friends, anyone who wants to see it. So thank you so much for the support. If you are not already, please make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel so that you can get notifications when I go live with these classes. And when I post the replay a little bit later, I'm going to shut off YouTube first and then Facebook, so bear with me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time, YouTubers. And for Facebook, thank you so much. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you next time.